Hey, what's up guys? Spencer Rhodes here, and this is my review of The Walking Dead Comics, issue 184. So this was a pretty interesting issue. It starts off right where we left off last issue, where there's this riot, there's this big fight at the Commonwealth community, and Pamela, Rick, and Dwight, and Laura, and all of them have just arrived, and Pamela and Rick instantly try to diffuse the situation and calm things down, and Michonne and Elodie attempt to help Jerome, who's getting beaten by a lot of angry people, I think just normal people, because of the guy that was beaten to death by Jerome and other soldiers. And so now Jerome is getting beaten to death, and Michonne and Elodie run to his aid and try to help, and Michonne ends up getting punched a few times, and she kind of gets badly injured. I mean, not too badly, but she's got like a black eye, and I think she gets a cut on her forehead. And at first I thought Jerome died, but I think he just got knocked unconscious. But they end up calming things down, and Pamela sort of reestablishes order. And a little bit later, Michonne is in court, and she's doing her job as a lawyer or whatever, but she's calming everyone down, saying that we don't want things to go back to the way they were when the apocalypse started. We have a civilization here, a really nice civilization, and a nice community of thousands of people. Let's not ruin that over a little incident. And Michonne talks to Rick about the things that she said, and she doesn't want to become corrupted by the Commonwealth, and she's worried that that's going to happen because the Commonwealth, the thing with the Commonwealth is the rich kind of do walk on top of the poor, sort of like how they do in real life, and that is something that the Commonwealth ended up establishing, was basically that sort of system where the people that didn't have really good skills before the apocalypse started, they might not have really good skills here, and they might be at the bottom of the barrel, so to speak, and be struggling, and while the really rich, powerful people are just sort of towering over them. And Dwight and Laura noticed this, and Dwight seems to have a problem with it, and Rick sort of, it seems like Rick has some issues with how the Commonwealth do things, with the rich just toppling over the poor. Because Rick talks to a couple, and the couple actually want to go to Alexandria. They want to go to Rick's community, and Rick says that this place makes Alexandria look like shit, basically, and they're like, don't let the outside appearances fool you. So I think Rick's a little worried about how the Commonwealth is and how the Commonwealth runs things. And meanwhile, Mercer and Princess are sleeping together, and they're kind of getting romantically involved. That's fine. They're both interesting characters. I don't hate Princess as much as some people do. I don't think she's defiled and ruined and destroyed the comic series and all that shit. I mean, she's okay. I think she's interesting. Once Andrea died, I was really shocked by how well the comics handled that when it moved forward, and I wasn't sure what would happen with Andrea's death, because that was just such a big character and a big death, and I was kind of worried about what would happen next. But we met all these new characters in the Commonwealth, and I think Princess adds some needed humor. I think she's funny. I mean, I've cracked up at a few of her lines, especially without Negan around. I think Princess adds some comedy, and she's a badass. She looks like a badass. She knows how to fight. She's good at hand-to-hand combat. So I think she's an interesting enough character. I don't get why there's just so much red-hot boiling hatred towards her. Like, she's not that bad. And she's getting an action figure, and there hasn't been an action figure of a comic character since Beta. I think some fans are furious with that because there's other action figures that are needed. And I agree. I mean, I think other action figures are needed, but Princess looks like action figure material. Like, let's not joke. Like, her appearance, right when she was introduced, it was just begging for an action figure. So I'm just being honest. I don't care if everyone hates her. If you think she's ruining the comic series, I mean, that's your opinion. I completely respect that, but that's not how I feel. I think she's interesting. I think she's okay. And she doesn't get that much screen time. It's not like every page of every issue, every panel is just her rambling and talking and ranting about stuff and saying stupid shit. Like, she doesn't even have that big of a part. Like, she's not ruining anything. But, that's just me. That's just me. And I definitely like Mercer, and I think he should get an action figure. Anyway, Rick goes to his house or whatever he's sleeping right now, and Dwight is sitting there waiting for him, and it's kind of creepy and eerie. And Dwight tells Rick that, he was wrong to want to be the leader of Alexandria, and he didn't want to be the leader of the Sanctuary, but he wants to be the leader of the Commonwealth. And he sees that there's a lot of problems with the Commonwealth, and someone else needs to take charge. And I don't know what Dwight means by that. I don't know if Dwight wants to have the president forced out of her job. I mean, what does Dwight think is going to happen? He thinks that they're just going to request that Pamela be taken down from her position and Dwight take control, and then the community is going to be happy about that? Is he suggesting something darker, like having certain people killed and Dwight taking full control? I don't know. And Rick is just horrified by this, and he's like, no, Dwight, like, no. And Dwight gets mad and is like, what the fuck do you mean no? And that's the end of the issue. And it also seems like Laura's in on this, because there's a part in the comic where Laura and Dwight are cleaning some of the mess that happened from the riot, and they're looking up and seeing all the fancy people literally above them on top of a high building or something, all having dinner, and Dwight's saying that it's disgusting, and Laura says something like, after we clean this mess, let's clean that mess up. I thought maybe like she was talking, like she wanted him to eat her out or something. I don't know, but maybe Laura's in on it. Maybe Laura and Dwight want to take control. I mean, they both used to be saviors, so maybe that little bit of savior, that little twisted, violent side of them is coming back out. I don't know. I'm really worried about this. I don't want to see Dwight become the villain. I don't want to see Dwight get killed. I'm just frustrated because he's going right back to the way he was before, where he wants to take control and force things to happen and take control by force, and he's against oppression, and he wants to just have control, and he doesn't care if he has to threaten people. He might not even care if he has to kill people. And last issue, it was the issue before last issue, but 2 issues ago, he and Rick had made amends, and Dwight said that he was strung out, and that he was sorry for what happened, and for threatening Rick, and for trying to take control. And now he's going right back at it, and I'm concerned about where his character is going to go. I don't want him to be the next villain. Dwight's an awesome dude. He's a good leader of the militia. He's kind of a military guy. He's one of the best characters. One of the best characters in the comics. He's one of my favorite characters. I don't want to see him become a villain. I don't want to see him and Rick have a rivalry. I don't want to see Dwight, try to kill people or threaten people. And I definitely don't want to see him get killed. So I'm a little worried. And one of the reasons why I'm worried is, he's going right back to something that he was doing 2 issues ago that he apologized for and that he realized he was wrong. Now he's right back at it. So I don't know what's going to happen next issue. It could just be a red herring, because it was a cliffhanger, where Dwight's asking Rick, why the fuck not? And that's the cliffhanger. So it's possible that next issue Rick calms Dwight down. Dwight's like, you're right, I'm overreacting. I'm just against how things are run here. And maybe it's not that big of a deal. But I do know that something has to go wrong sooner or later. This whole situation with Jerome and the Anthony Keith guy dying, it seems like it's going to be resolved okay, so something else has to go wrong. Something has to go wrong. Something has to come to a head, and something big is going to happen. There has to be some sort of new major conflict sooner or later. There's some sort of new villain. When we started getting the new beginning part of the story, you know, issue 127 and after, where it goes forward in time, and we see the communities prospering and doing better, and the characters look different, and everyone's happy. You knew that sooner or later something was going to happen. Something was going to go wrong. There was going to be a new antagonist, and that turned out to be the Whisperers. So, you know, now that the Whisperers are completely gone, I'm wondering what's going to happen with this. Something has to go wrong. There has to be a new villain at some point. And I hope it's not Dwight. I hope Dwight doesn't become a villain. I hope Dwight doesn't get killed. Yeah, I hope that maybe it's just a cliffhanger, and next issue, Dwight's like, oh yeah, you're right, Rick, I'm overreacting. I just don't like how the poor are treated here and how the rich are walking over them. Yeah, I'm hoping that's what happens. I'm hoping that Dwight once again gets over his shit. Yeah, I don't know. I'm concerned about what's going to happen with his character, because I really like him, and I want to see him continue to survive the apocalypse and all that good shit. Anyway, guys, that's my review of this issue. Let me know what you thought of it in the comments below. Don't be shy. Hit that like and subscribe. I'm not going anywhere. I make 1 to 2 Walking Dead videos per day, so please hit that subscribe button. Right now, we are at 152 subscribers. Just remember that any and every bit of support counts. Anything that you'd be willing to do, sharing this video, sharing the channel with others, sharing one of my videos on Twitter or Facebook or Tumblr or whatever, showing this to your friends, family, clicking the like button, definitely clicking the subscribe button. Every bit of support counts. I'm not, begging for anything. I'm just saying that, every bit of support counts, and if you like this channel and you want to see more content, subscribers definitely count. They definitely help a lot. So I'm hoping that in the next few weeks we can get to 200 subscribers. I don't know how feasible that is, but I'm going to try to get there. And just remember, if you're interested in subscribing, please don't hesitate. It really helps. Anyway, with all that said, I am Spencer Rhodes, and I will see you guys later. Bye.